In the vast expanse of Africa, where distances are diverse and cultures intersect, air travel holds immense potential as a catalyst for economic growth, connectivity, and development. Air travel in Africa stands at a crossroads, poised for growth and a multitude of opportunities now and in the future. Yet, despite its promise, the aviation sector across the continent grapples with a myriad of challenges that impedes its efficiency and progress. While the continent holds immense potential for aviation development, various factors from infrastructure deficiencies to regulatory hurdles continue to hinder its advancement. In this era of global connectivity, where air transport is crucial for economic growth, tourism, and regional integration, addressing the major issues plaguing air travel in Africa is imperative to ensure continued growth and progress, both in infrastructure and in the people. And so, on today's episode, we will be examining some key challenges and problems facing the African aviation sector, as well as some proposed viable solutions to overcome them, paving the way for a brighter future for air travel across the continent. My name is Kachi, aka Keiko, and this is Travel Essentials. Air travel plays a vital role in connecting people, facilitating trade, and driving economic growth across the globe. So here are some issues and some workable solutions to them. Let's go. First off is infrastructure deficiency. In many parts of Africa, airports suffer from a lack of modern infrastructure. Outdated terminals, limited runway capacity, and inadequate navigation aids contribute to congestion, delays, and safety risks. These deficiencies not only inconvenience passengers, but also hinder the growth of the aviation sector by limiting the number of flights that airports can accommodate and compromising safety standards. For instance, outdated navigation systems make it difficult for pilots to navigate safely during adverse weather conditions or at night, potentially leading to accidents. Additionally, overcrowded terminals can result in long queues, delays in boarding, and inefficient baggage handling processes, negatively impacting the overall passenger experience. If airports are adequately invested in and modernized by expanding runway capacity and, of course, upgrading navigation systems, African countries can create a safer, more efficient, and passenger-friendly air travel experience. Additionally, attracting private investment through public-private partnerships can help fund these infrastructure projects and drive sustainable growth in the aviation sector. Next off, high operating costs. Operating an airline in Africa is often more expensive compared to other regions due to various factors that contribute to high operating costs. These factors include expensive fuel prices, high taxes and fees, and costly maintenance requirements. Fuel prices in Africa can be significantly higher than global averages, partly due to limited refining capacity and reliance on imported fuel. As fuel is one of the largest expenses for airlines, high fuel prices directly impact their operating costs and profitability. Additionally, airlines operating in Africa often face high taxes, fees, and levies imposed by governments. These taxes can include landing fees, navigation charges, and passenger service charges, amongst others. Cumulatively, these charges add to the overall operation expenses of airlines. The high operating costs in Africa make it challenging for airlines to remain competitive and profitable. As a result, some airlines may be forced to increase ticket prices, which can deter passengers and reduce the demand for air travel. And to address this issue, governments can consider implementing policies to reduce taxes and fees on aviation fuel and streamline bureaucratic procedures to lower operating costs for airlines. Next, we have limited connectivity. Limited air connectivity within Africa poses a significant challenge to the development of the aviation sector on the continent. Many African countries lack direct flights between cities and regions, forcing passengers to endure long and often inefficient travel routes or rely on alternative modes of transportation. This lack of connectivity is primarily due to factors such as restrictive air transport policies, insufficient market demand, and inadequate infrastructure. Airlines may be reluctant to operate new routes or increase frequencies on existing routes due to concerns about profitability and regulatory barriers. As a result, passengers traveling within Africa often face inconvenience, longer travel times, and higher costs. Limited air connectivity also hampers economic growth by hindering trade, tourism, and investment opportunities between countries and regions. To address this issue, governments can take steps to incentivize airlines to open new routes and increase frequency on existing routes. This may involve offering subsidies or route development funds to airlines to offset initial operating costs and mitigate risks associated with launching new routes. Additionally, regional cooperations and integration efforts can play a crucial role in improving air connectivity within Africa. By harmonizing air transport policies, liberalizing market access, and facilitating cross-border cooperation, African countries can create a more conducive environment for airlines to expand their routes and their networks and, of course, enhance connectivity. Talk less of making us see each other. Now we're going to take a very short break, but we'll be right back after this.
Got a size budgets? Want to travel for business or leisure? Konga Travels and Tours is here for you.
With our pocket-friendly pay-as-you-earn package, you get to travel the world and book your stay at the perfect hotel, all on a budget.
Pay as little as 25% of your total fare and spread the rest over 2 installments before your next trip.
With Konga Travels and Tours, experience the world in style.
Welcome back to the show. This is still Travel Essentials right here on KongaTV. We've been speaking on some of the common known issues with air travel in Africa and also some of the possible solutions for them. And so without further ado, let's get right back into it. Let's go. Next off, lack of skilled manpower. The shortage of skilled manpower in the African aviation sector presents a significant obstacle to its growth and development. Across various roles, including pilots, engineers, air traffic controllers, and maintenance personnel, there is a persistent shortage of a qualified set of individuals with the necessary expertise and training. Several factors contribute to the lack of skilled manpower in African aviation, which may include limited access to quality training and education programs, brain drain as skilled professionals seek opportunities abroad, inadequate investment in workforce development, and challenges in retaining talent within the industry. The shortage of skilled manpower has tangible impacts on the efficiency, the safety, and reliability of aviation operations in Africa. Airlines may struggle to maintain adequate staffing levels, leading to increased workloads, fatigue, and potential safety risks. Additionally, the lack of skilled personnel can hinder the introduction of new technologies and innovations in the aviation sector. To address this, governments and airlines and industry stakeholders must prioritize investment in training and education programs. This involves establishing partnerships with aviation training institutions and universities to develop specialized curriculum and training courses that are tailored to the needs of the industry. Next, we have inadequate regulatory framework. Regulations play a crucial role in ensuring safety and security and efficiency in air transport operations. However, in many African countries, the regulatory framework may be inconsistent, outdated, or not fully aligned with international standards. Several factors contribute to the inadequacy of the regulatory framework in African aviation. The consequences of an inadequate regulatory framework can be far-reaching, as it may lead to inconsistencies in safety and security standards, hinder investment and market access for airlines, and even create barriers to innovation and growth in the aviation sector. Moreover, the lack of effective regulations can erode public trust and confidence in air travel, impacting passenger demand and industry sustainability. And so, to address this issue, governments and regulatory authorities must prioritize regulatory reform and capacity building efforts. This involves reviewing existing regulations to identify gaps and inconsistencies, aligning them with international best practices and standards, and strengthening institutional capacities for regulatory oversight and enforcement. Harmonizing regulations at the regional and continental levels is also essential to facilitate seamless air travel transport operation across borders. Regional regulatory bodies such as the African Civil Aviation Commission, also known as the AFCAC, play a crucial role in promoting cooperation and coordination among African countries to put these regulations together and enhance the entire regulatory oversight. Furthermore, engaging with industry stakeholders, including airlines, airports, and industry associations, is critical to ensuring that regulatory reforms reflect the needs and realities of the aviation sector. And by fostering a collaborative regulatory environment, African countries can create a conducive regulatory framework that promotes safety, security, and efficiency in air transport operations. Now, addressing all these issues requires concentration and efforts from governments, airlines, regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders. Through strategic investments in airport infrastructure, streamlining regulatory processes, enhancing safety standards, investing in the workforce development, and fostering regional cooperation, African nations can create a safer, more efficient, and passenger-friendly air travel experience. And as we look towards the future, collaboration and commitment to addressing these challenges will be essential to realizing the vision of a vibrant and sustainable aviation sector in Africa. By working together, we can overcome obstacles and build a brighter future for air travel on the continent, unlocking opportunities for prosperity and development for generations to come. Be sure to stay tuned to Konga TV for more great shows. But for now, I remain Catchy, aka Keiko. Until next time.